All right, 4.1 is looking at graphing quadratic functions. We've actually already done this. Okay, all of the functions here are set up into standard form, which means you're going to need to do this negative b over 2a to find the x value of your vertex and then plug it in to find the y value. Now, I am going to give you a small option. Looking here at question number 1, you could just do negative b over 2a and find the vertex. That would be fine. But if you see an equation that can be factored, then I'm okay with you factoring it to put it into root form. So either one of these would be fine. Okay, graph it as standard form, do the negative b over 2a. Factor it to find your roots would be here at negative 2 and negative 4. If those are your roots, then where's the vertex? The vertex is going to be here at negative 3. So how do you find the y value of your vertex? You plug it in. So that's going to be y equals negative 3 plus 4 times negative 3 plus 2. That's going to be 1 times negative 1, which equals negative 1. So negative 3 and negative 1 is your vertex. From there, you can go ahead and do your points. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. They actually wanted you to do a couple of other things. So first of all, part A says find the y-intercept. Well, our y-intercept here would be, if it kept going, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 1, 2, 3, 8. So 0, 8 is the y-intercept. The axis of symmetry, x equals the x value of your vertex, which in this case is negative 3. And the x coordinate of the vertex is what we've already done. Okay. Our vertex, part B, the vertex is going to be negative 3, negative 1, and then use this to graph the function. Okay. So I could do the same thing here in question number 2, except you don't want to factor this. If you were going to try to factor it, remember you would have to take the negative out first. This one actually doesn't factor, so I'm going to go straight to the negative b over 2 times a. So a is negative 1, b is negative 2, so that's a negative negative 2 divided by 2 times negative 1, or 2 divided by negative 2, which is just negative 1. So negative 1 is the x value of the vertex. Okay, remember what it asked about the y-intercept. If it's in standard form, remember the y-intercept is always going to be this point out here. So I could go ahead and answer this. My y-intercept is going to be 0, 2. I already know that. I also just found the axis of symmetry is going to be x equals negative 1. If I'm going to find my vertex, that's going to be negative 1. And then to find the y value, remember we plug it in. So that's negative 1 squared minus 2 times negative 1 plus 2. Or negative 1 plus 2 plus 2, which equals 3. So that's negative 1, and then 1, 2, 3. From there, remember your points just keep going, 1, 1, and then 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And I feel like you kind of got it from there since we have done this before. Going ahead and flipping this over, it just wants to know, is it a maximum or a minimum value, and then find the value, which basically just means it wants you to find the vertex. So again, you're going to do your negative b divided by 2a. So in this case, that's a negative 5 divided by 2 times 1, or negative 5 over 2. That's the x value of the vertex. Okay? But this wants to know, does this have a maximum or minimum, and what is that value? So first of all, if this is a positive x squared, then you know the graph looks like this. So you know that point down here at the bottom is going to be a min. And then to find that, you're going to plug the vertex value in again. So that's negative 5 over 2 squared plus 5 times 5 over 2 plus 2. Okay? Gross, I know how good y'all are at fractions. That's 25 over 4 plus 25 over 2 plus 2. Or if you found common denominators here, that would be 25 over 4 plus 50 over 4 plus 8 over 4, or 75, 83. So that's your minimum value. You also know that then y for your range is going to be y is greater than or equal to that minimum value. Okay, you could do the same thing here in question number 2. Now they've tried to pull a fast one on you because they've written this backwards. Remember, this is still going to be a, b, and c. So when you do negative b divided by 2 times a, that's going to equal 3. Again, I could plug 3 in. 6 times 3 minus 3 squared. 20 plus 18 minus 9. That's going to be 29. This time, because that's a negative x squared, you know your graph is going to look like this, which means that this is a max. And you know that y is going to be less than or equal to that maximum value. Okay? Again, I think you got it from there.